my lovely husband built these little boxes, the ones that are painted black, out of some leftover material from when we built the new barn. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them because I had plenty of beds. And then I decided that I didn't have anywhere to plant my mint because everybody keeps telling me that mint is aggressive and mint will take over. And I've got all these lovely mint seeds, and I now know where I'm going to plant them. So last night, me and Crazy, we filled them full of soil. The day before, we painted them, and then last night we filled them full of soil. And my son had some old deck steps that he was going to burn, so he gave them to me. So it worked out perfectly. I know it's the post at the back. It's not the most attractive, but I was afraid that the little legs that they're standing on might, I don't know, give out or something. So I wanted a little bit of a backup plan so I wouldn't have a complete catastrophe. But yeah, that's awesome. All recycled too. That made me happy. We've got a few mint plants that are ready. The Marvelous Mint. We've got some Marvelous Mint ready. Not too much of the other stuff I'm ready. A little bit of the bee balm can be planted, and we'll redo some of those. I think I got them too wet. And then this is just the extra row of basils and tomatoes that I decided to plant. And those, look at those little tomatoes. It's so cute. That's a little cherry. I think that's a little Napa Chardonnay is what I think that one is. It's just a little yellow cherry, or a small cherry. Not too tiny. Then I don't, these were volunteers and I could not tear them up. So I'm just allowing these 3 little volunteers, because if they have that strong of a will to survive, I'm going to let them. This morning's view. The cabbage worms have finally found Cruzy's garden. And so we were picking those off, but I feel like it's gonna be a losing battle. And I've been harvesting little bits of radishes. See, look at those little bits of radish. There's one right there. They're not getting huge, which they're just for me. So I just like to snack on them. And then our 3 volunteers that came with the bags of compost that we bought. I still don't know what it is. It hasn't really bloomed, like opened up yet. I'm thinking something along the lines of maybe squash, zucchini, possibly a pumpkin. There's the 3rd one. I'm not 100% sure. But there's 3 of them. I've been threatening to move those 2 smaller ones. But I think, depending on how far along the radishes come, I may just let them have this corner of the garden. They don't really seem to be growing too fast. So, of course, that's just a houseplant. It's a peace lily. And Cruzy's green stalks. Look how lovely. But yeah, the little cabbage worms have finally found them. They've been nomming on them. They've been nomming on that too. Also, not even a cabbage, but I guess they eat anything at this point. Oh, look at her rosemary and her mint. Everything in here is planted. Cruzy planted it by seed, except for the rosemary. She bought the rosemary down at Robert's Produce. It's south of Fisk. It's probably our favorite nursery. That or Hobbs. We really like Hobbs too, but we like Hobbs for the trees and the bigger bushes and stuff, but we like Roberts for the plants. But they both have really good deals. My cilantro is kind of puny. This is mine. I planted this line of cilantro. It's a little puny. I'm not sure what it's got going on. I have to reseed that. And those plants that are along the back. That's Cardinal Climber. We plant that for the hummingbirds. It's on all 4 sides of the trellis. And then there's my sad little attempt at carrots. I was lazy and didn't keep it watered. Crazy and I made a fountain. We bought it off Amazon. It was like 35 bucks. We had it shipped in, and it was really easy to assemble once I, not the best with written direction. And thankfully it had pictures. So I was able to get it put together, and it's a little leany, so some of the water runs more to one side, but I can fix it. It just needs to be a little bit level. And then our grid, hopefully we'll be planting these flowers in this grid tonight, and then shortly after we'll be mulching. And look, we got these in yesterday. They are hand blown glass, and they're supposed to be like fade resistant and everything. I'm excited. They're so cute. The only thing out of this whole tray that didn't do good was the dwarf hollyhocks. I'm gonna say that had something to do with me. But everything else did really well. I'll be pinching my zinnias. I'll be pinching them. Probably pinch them maybe a week after I get them planted, so I can get some. I may actually pinch them as I plant them. Might be a little easier. That way I'll get double the blooms. They're the only things I pinch. I don't pinch my peppers, and I don't pinch my tomatoes, but I will pinch those. That bench has been my favorite place to sit in this garden. I've really enjoyed it. I wasn't sure where my sitting spot was going to be, but in the evening when I get home from work, it's usually in the shade, and it's this perfectly placed. Crazy's little dog jumped in the bed last night. She was so excited. We had some company come over, and she was so excited, and she jumped in the bed and she spun out. She's just a little poodle, and she kicked my lemon chook up. I've always been told that cucumbers and watermelons do not like to be transplanted, so I've always planted them directly in the soil. I've never transplanted them, and I totally understand why, because she kicked it out. I immediately put it back in, and it looks like that. So thankfully I've got a few more, so I may have to drop another seed in that spot if that one doesn't pull through. But those are her lemon chooks, and those were the lemon drop watermelons. That's what those were. Glad I have things labeled. It was dark when I sowed these a few weeks ago, and you can't really tell until you look down the bed, and they're straight, and then they get a little wonky. But it was dark, and I was planting with a headlamp. It was funny. And here, the little birds. Our peppers, or bell peppers, are doing really good. And our regular peppers, or jalapenos. Can't wait to see the first ones. Me and Crazy need to come out here, and I haven't seen a lot of pollinating going on. I haven't seen any bees in the garden yet. Maybe they do their jobs before I get here, so we'll come out and hand pollinate these peppers just in case. Just in case. And nothing else is really. I've got lots of tomato blooms, and I've been taking the suckers off my tomatoes, so I'm not going to let these tomatoes sucker. Oh, looky there. Oh, pull back. Let's see, what do we got here? That's the Napa Chardonnay. Yep. The cherries are definitely ahead of the game. Oh, look at that. They're ahead of the game for sure. Got a couple that I need to get staked. I wonder if my Brad's Crazy Cherries have any. Those are the ones I'm most excited about. Of course not. I got blooms. Lots of blooms. Well, it's good. But nothing on the vine yet. But that's okay. And I was so excited about my sweet peas. So I planted all of the seeds that was in the packet, and germination was very poor. I put them on, soaked them, stratified them, put them on a heat map. 36 hours, maybe 4 days, and those sprouted, so I had to take them off the heat map so they wouldn't stretch to get away from the hotness, and brought them outside, and nothing else has sprouted. It's gonna be hard to cover a 27-foot trellis with 5 seeds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seed plants. Look at you! Happy birthday, little tomato. Nope. Happy birthday, little sunflower. Happy birthday, little sunflower. Look at you guys. Look at you go. Oh, look at you. Let's see. A little tomato bush fell over. There's another little sunflower. Get you propped up. Sorry, you guys. That needs addressed. And these are her volunteer sunflowers. That would be a volunteer grass. So far we haven't had too many problems with grass in the soil that we bought, so that's good. But this is mulched, so I think that helps. Just want to do a little garden update, a little garden vlog. Mostly for my records and any entertainment purposes for anybody else. I think the most excited I am is to try these watermelon lemon drops. I'm excited about those. There's several new things in the garden this year, and that's the lemon drops are probably going to be most anticipated. See the little water fountain. Isn't it so cute? It's a little Amazon. But I think I'm not 100% sure if it's unlevel down at the base or if it's unlevel where I've screwed it together. Either way, that's what you get. It still has some sound. $35 off Amazon. And it's adorable. Yeah, I think it's just unlevel up here. That tightens up. I'm gonna stop messing with it for a minute first. Alright, you guys. I hope you guys have a good day. All your plants sprout. Thanks for hanging out with me. Happy hatching. Get dirty.